Good evening and welcome to EBTV's coverage of East Brunswick High School athletics. Tonight from Jay Doyle Field, football against the Falcons of Monroe High School. Hi, I'm Ken Saroka. Going to be bringing all the action to you here on what is a bit of a rainy day. We had the start of this game delayed by 30 minutes because of the weather, but it looks like we're going to get this window of opportunity to complete this game. A game between two relatively equal teams, and that's not necessarily a good thing, as both teams lost their first two games. The Falcons of Monroe got shut out by Scotch Plains Fanwood by 25-0 and got run up on by Ridge, whereas the Bears last week suffered a shutout loss against Hillsborough, and in their game 2 weeks ago against Franklin were ahead at halftime but lost the game 27-12. So the Bears have a net point differential of -58, and the Falcons have a point differential of -59. So these are two teams in desperate need of a win. And this is the third game in a row here, a home game here to start the season here at Jay Doyle Field. The Bears at midfield, you see there. And the coin toss is underway here, or being done here. Bears will be in their traditional home green with white numerals, with the Falcons of Monroe in white with very light gold kind of numerals. And I apologize right now if I'm not able to identify, because with a bit of a kind of haze here left over from the humidity, I might not be able to catch those numbers, but we'll make a good go of it.
Thank you, fellas, for keeping all of us safe.
All right, we'll see the results here of the coin toss. The Bears won the toss and will defer to the second half, so Monroe will get the ball to start this contest. The large problem for the Bears in their first two games were turnovers. You're not going to win games when you are -3 or worse in the turnover column. The Bears have yet to force a turnover, and they've committed, I believe, 8 turnovers in addition to turnovers on downs. So it's up for the Bears here to control the ball as well as keep it off the ground and keep those interceptions down. Vito Tropiano has had a problem with that so far in these two games. I believe throwing 3 interceptions in each of the first two games. All right, so the Bears are going to kick off, and they'll be working left to right on your TV screen. Due to the weather issues that were here prior, we do not have a full camera setup, but we'll do our best here. For the Bears, 28, Nick Maroon to kick it off. For the Falcons, they have 2 deep, right at about the 10-yard line. And we are underway from Jay Doyle Field. And dropped at the 25 and 24, let's call it the 24. That's where the Falcons will take over, 1st and 10.
Monroe offense will start. On the 25-yard line.
At quarterback, we'll get that number again. It's kind of hard to see those numbers. And dropped for no gain. Quarterback is number 10, Brandon Macaluso. He is a 6'4" junior.
No gain on that play.
No gain in the interior of the Bears' defensive line. Two wide receivers to the bottom, one in motion coming across the formation here. Bears defense shifting. On a flanker screen, but dropped. Incomplete.
Brings up 3rd.
3rd and 10 here for the Falcons on their first possession. The field, being a synthetic field here, is in really good shape. Might be a little slick in areas where they weren't out on the field in the pregame practicing. Might still have a little bit of a sheen on it. We'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Single setback, 2 wide top, 2 wide bottom. Dropping back to pass. Tipped at the line. It looks like Krostowitz, number 32, George Krostowitz, got a hand on that, and that goes incomplete. So 3 and out for the Bears defense on this first possession. Bears will set back to receive the punt, number 21. That is Logan Conradi, and number 22, Ryan Bennett. Bears should get good field position out of this. The Bears have had good field position. Last game, their average starting position was around the 30-yard line. High snap, brought down, a high punt, and it's heading out of bounds. This is going to be close to the 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Be placed on the Bears' 49-yard line, and the Bears will take over 1st and 10 with 11:04 remaining in this first quarter, excuse me. Last year, the Falcons defeated the Bears. I believe the score was 24-14. But the Falcons, like the Bears, have not had much success recently. All right, number 18, Vito Tropiano is the quarterback. Jacob Howard is the lone setback. 1 wide receiver, that's Christie at the top. The pitch to Howard. Howard trying to find some room, cuts it back inside and is dropped at about the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd and 7. Close to the 47, all right. But we'll still call it 2nd and 7 here. Two wide receivers top, 2 wide bottom. Tropiano throws it out, gets it out there. And breaking a tackle is Christie. Christie is dropped at the 29-yard line. Nice effective gain there of about 19 yards. And the Bears first down. Good out at the bottom of the screen. Inside handoff. Driving forward, and that hole just opened up. And nothing fancy, but Ryan Bennett just took it from the 29 down to the 16, a gain of 13 for another Bears first down. Bennett at the top of the screen. Conradi, Bennett now coming back into the next to Tropiano. Handoff to Howard. We have a flag thrown from the backfield as well as from the side judge here. We'll see what the call is. A procedure call against the Bears. Might have been that there was nobody on the line on the other side of the line as Conradi came in, or Bennett came in off the line. It probably was no end on that line. So 5-yard penalty of being 1st and 15. The ball on the 21-yard line. Howard gets the handoff. Gets to the 20, maybe the 19. We'll see what the spot here is. Looks like they're going to give him the 19. And is dropped. A gain of 6. Or a gain of 3, actually. Yeah, 2nd. Bears need to get to the 7-yard line. Bennett in motion. Tropiano looks back to pass. Double clutches, throws it to Christie. Touchdown. Looked like he was held going in, but the taller Christie, Derek Christie, pulls it in, and we've been waiting for that. We've been waiting for Tropiano to use that mismatch. Christie's 6'2", and usually lining up against D-backs who are 5'8", 5'9". Extra point is up and good. So the extra point well, Bears have a lead. They had a lead in the Franklin game. They were leading 6-0 at halftime. But a change in quarterback, a change in play calling strategy, and Franklin just ran all over the Bears. All right, Bears capitalize on their first offensive possession. McCrone will tee it up. Maroon will lead it up, kick it off here.
Number 28, Nick Maroon, to kick off for the Bears.
And a high end over ender with the return man taking it at this 7. And trips and falls at the 30, where the Falcons will take over 1st and 10. Falcons 3 and outs on the first possession. Christie, number 10 for the Bears across that defensive front line. Sean Nieves, 55. 73 is Noah DeJesus, and 57 is Brian Marmion. That's your front 4 for the Bears. 2 backs in the backfield, split. Handoff inside. Going around the outside now and breaking contain and getting out over the 40 to the 42 for a first down. Jordan Lasserti, the senior, gets 12 yards and a first down. But Bears defense swarming. Prostowitz, number 32, just blowing that play up for a 5-yard loss.
That's a loss of 4, maybe 5 for the Falcons.
Looks like the Falcons will take a little bit of time here to get straight their play call. 2nd down and 15. Massive shift of players here. And taking the ball here under center, Zach Wallace in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Looks like a quarterback draw, but the Bears snuff that out and go nowhere. I would have thrown that. Honestly, that four wide receiver bunch formation. Bears did not have a lot of people up on that, and that could have easily broken into a big gain. But a little trickeration there as the 14, Zach Wallace, will now go back out to wide receiver, and Brandon Macaluso, number 10, will go 3rd and 15. Dump off pass dropped, and that would have been a couple of yard loss possibly too, so it actually helps that the wide receiver dropped that one. 4th down. So 1 first down on that drive, but the Bears then do manage to force a punt. Conrarty 21, closest to your screen there, and Bennett up at the top of the screen will drop back to receive this punt. They're standing right around about the 25-yard line.
21 Logan Conradi and 22 Ryan Bennett.
Good snap. That ball hit. That ball hit Conrarty on the foot, and it popped up. Luckily, Bennett was there to catch it. As Bennett was pointing to Conrarty to, hey, you take it, it's yours. A little bit late on that one, but a fortunate bounce for the Bears, who will retain possession at the 20-yard line.
Bears take over 1st and 10 with the ball being placed on the 20-yard line.
Tropiano, number 18, the quarterback. Ethan Hernandez, 13, in motion. The handoff, trying to weave his way through. I believe that is Will Gelanu. Yes, 26, Will Gelanu. Gelanu, we were a bit critical of his running in the other game. I believe that maybe it was even the Franklin game, of kind of being indecisive in getting to that hole and trying to split it up. But he does pick up 4, so it's a 2nd and 6 situation. The pitch on the outside to Gelanu, good pursuit there, and he's knocked out of bounds. Probably no gain at best. Will bring up a 3rd down and 5. Bears have to get to the 30. Bears, either that the blocking wasn't very good or they just don't have the speed to turn that play. They've been much more effective blowing holes up in the middle of the Monroe line and in other games too, going straight up the gut. 5 wide receivers in the pattern. Now, this will probably, we'll wait and see where the mark-off is, but the offsides will put the ball with just below the hash mark. So they're going to give him the 1st down. Well, they gave him the 1st down. 5 wide receivers in the pattern. The handoff, the reverse, or that handoff just didn't seem to go. I thought that maybe they'd turn that into a reverse. But again, the outside is not going to be, they don't have the speed there. That's Marco Gudot, number 11. I'd put that play back in the playbook and file it. I don't think, especially going to the short side of the field as they were going, that requires a lot of coordinated blocking to open up a lane. Tropiano now, 2nd down and 8. Rumbling, stumbling is Conrarty with the reception, picks it up about knee level, and gets it out to just before the 45. So Bears 1st down, 1st down on this drive. Felix Munoz at the top of the screen. 1 setback, 2 wide receivers to the bottom, another one in the slot here at above. Tropiano. Incomplete. That pass was intended for Logan Conrarty. Wasn't going to gain much on that one. And that might be an area where it was a bit slick, right in front of the Bears bench. Christie in, Munoz out. So Conrarty and Bennett at the top of the screen. Setback is behind. Single in motion Conrarty. Jacob Howard. Howard brings it right out to about midfield, gain of 2. Bears need to get 5, long 5. Call it 6 because the ball's right now resting at the 49. Bears need to get to the Falcon 45. Bennett in motion. Howard gets the ball, but too many white jerseys. They're blowing the play up, getting penetration in the line. So a 4th down and losing about a half a yard. So it's 4th and 6 and a half. Well, Bears going for it here. Why not? Nothing to lose here. Defense has played pretty well so far. Ethan Hernandez is your wide receiver at the top of the screen. Tropiano hands the ball off, but getting stopped at the 49 is Bennett, and ball turned over on downs. Well, the Bears did have an adventure with a punt being blocked and recovered for a touchdown in their own end zone. So maybe a little bit of hesitancy there. Plus also, you have the 7-0 lead. Give it a gamble shot there. Two wide receivers way at the top of the screen. Single setback, 2 wide receivers at the bottom. Macaluso hands it off inside. And that is Lacerte. Lacerte gets maybe to midfield. Give it a gain of 2. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Bears leading 7-0. Shifting there. Hand off. Finding a hole, getting close to the first down is Lacerte again. Let's see, a little short. Falcons need to get, they need about a yard here. Need to get to almost the 42. 3rd down and 1. I guess we could say we were in 4-down territory here too as well, being that close. Macaluso's having a little hard time figuring out the play call. Now he's going to split out, and we're going to have a direct snap, and a lot of confusion there. As your 2 quarterbacks that are listed on the roster, one was split out to the top of the screen as a wide receiver. The other one went out to the bottom of the screen as a wide out, and a bit of confusion there. Probably a wildcat direct snap, and Monroe will burn their first time out of the first half. We'd like to take this time while we got the time here to thank the EBTV crew for coming out. Anthony's here filming this again because we limited on tech because of the weather. But EBTV has been covering East Brunswick High School athletics for almost 40 years since the establishment of EBTV. And you can see this game as well as other EB sports programming on demand if you go to the website ebtv.org and then look for video on demand. Not only can you see the sports programming, but you can also see community events, board meetings, council meetings as well. All right, so now Monroe back to business here. That looks like there's some kind of discussion with the officials going on. There's a timer. 2, 4, 4. I think 2, 144, 134, 134. What? He told me to come down and let you know it's 134. Okay, they're going to reset the clock to 134. Yeah, I think so. Time 1:34. And then enter. And I think you gotta enter it somewhere. I'm helping the clock operator here. Set clock. That clock. 1:34. Okay, and then no. All right. I set the clock to 1:34. Oh, enter. Okay, that one. All right. Okay, we'll figure it out. Technology is wonderful, but sometimes technology doesn't want to work where you need it to work. Third and 1, direct snap. And has enough for a first down, but driven back. That direct snap was, I believe, 31, Joseph Santangelo. And left foot, right foot spot. It looked like he had it and then was driven back. Officials are conferring, and yes, he did get inside the 42, so it should be a first down, and the chains are moving. Dropping back to pass, floating a little one out there. That's, again, they have two quarterbacks on the field. That was Zach Wallace trying to float it in the direction of 17, Logan Fatitis. Second down and 10 for the Falcons here. And after the confusion before the timeout, and then the Wildcat snap, and then that, it seemed like it was a little bit too much trickeration here, but looks like Zach Wallace will stay in and as quarterback. Macaluso will be at the bottom of the screen. So there's your two quarterbacks in motion. That looked like 31, Santangelo again.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 7.5.
So a third down now. Empty backfield. Bears showing all-out blitz. And wrapping him up is Derek Christie, number 10. Yeah, Bears showed all-out blitz there, and Christie came through. Now 4th and 10, or 4th and 9. And Falcons are going to stay on the field as we are winding our way down the end of the first half. They may not even get this play off. I want to talk about it. Looks like that's what they are doing. They are winding that clock down. And that is the end of our first quarter, with our score, Bears 7, Falcons no score.
Bears 7, Monroe 0.
All right, so again, Bears scored once on a 19-yard pass to Derek Christie from Vito Tropiano. East Brunswick Band performing their pep routine. The weather cleared out, and a nice crowd has come in here now. I guess the word got out that we were delayed by half an hour. The weather looked kind of ominous with all that thunder and lightning we had in the area, but we are back and we're here. So now we have a 4th down and 9 as the teams switch sides. Zach Wallace is the quarterback. Now we have a little bit of a uniform issue with that one player on the end. His jersey is kind of crawled up on it, and they got to, because of maybe his padding or something's wrong there. So officials, there we go. Fix your pants, fix your shirt. And yeah, he's going to have to go out because he's got it tucked underneath his shoulder pads, and that's not proper uniform etiquette.
We have a uniform issue, and that's the reason for the delay in the game.
Years ago, it was tearaway jerseys were the uniform issue of the day. Now it's to tuck them underneath the shoulder pads so you can't grab them. All right, 4th and 9. Bears, again, showing some blitz here. And, yep.
Flag on the play, looks like movement
And
against the Bears.
the Falcons will get some of that yardage on a penalty. That was 73 coming across there, Noah DeJesus. So the play calling changes here. Macaluso is coming in. Looks like he has the play. He's staring in intently at the coach and directing traffic here. All the communication tools and available, and everybody's staring, looking at hand signals. 4th down and 4. Bears defense trying to force a turnover on downs. Dropping back to pass. Across the middle. Oh! Bennett had it in his hands, but it still is a turnover. In this case, turnover on downs. Bears will take possession of the ball, 1st and 10. Ball on their own 35-yard line. So both teams fail on their 4th down conversion. So here we go. Bears. Tropiano. There. You have Conradi and Christie way at the top. They're going wide out. Bennett looks like he's going to be in the slot. Jelenu is the running back. Flanker screen. Tried to get some blocking out there, but running into his own man first is Marco Goudat. They had a blocker out there. They had Elias Vizcarriello out there, but he was pushed back into Goudat. And I questioned throwing that pass to the short side of the field. There's not a lot of room there, and the defense can use the sideline as an extra player. We have a bad snap or a whistle had blown, but did somebody come across the line first? Now they're going to call it as a false start on the Bears, so a play that lost yardage and now a penalty. And the Bears are putting themselves in a big hole right now. It's a 2nd and 20. Don't need to get it all back at once, but this is going to not be a place where you want to get cavalier with the ball. Passes high, and Bennett got a hand on it, but fortunately it didn't just pop straight in the air. Falls harmlessly incomplete. Well, what worked for the Bears in the Franklin game was the wide receivers finding a seam and sitting down in the seam as the Bears could move the ball from 20 to 20. They could move it. They just couldn't cash it in. 2 running backs staying in for protection. I think the decision here is to just cut bait. Whistle has blown.
Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up 4th down for the Bears.
And the Bears will have to send the punt team out this time. Well, Bears not able to take advantage of that turnover on downs. Aaron Steinberg is the punter here. And again, the Monroe Falcons look like they'll have good field position on this punt, unless Steinberg can get a hold of one or get a nice little friendly bounce. He did that in the previous game where they bounced down and out of bounds inside the 5, but unfortunately for the Bears, the next play was a 50-yard run. But it'll be marked right at midfield. And the Falcons will take over there. I'm Ken Saroka, bringing all the action to you here from Jay Doyle Field, the third of 3 straight home games for the Bears to start the 2023 season. The next home game would be in 2 weeks. I believe that's against Old Bridge. And then the last home game is October 13th. That'll be the homecoming game. Macaluso hands it off. Laserte trying to bounce it outside, gets nothing. Literally nothing, as the ball will be spotted right at midfield. A little bit of extracurricular stuff there, and referee saying, look, guys, get back to the huddle. Second and 10. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. High snap. Trying to get a flanker screen going there, and a bubble screen, and that's stopped for a loss. The high snap certainly threw off the rhythm of that pass play, but Bears penetrated nicely once they saw the screen set up. They went for the ball and dropped the wide receiver for a 2-yard loss. 3rd down and 12 as the Falcons need to get to the Bears' 40-yard line. Pattern is now setting up 3 wide receivers to our end, the close end of the field, and 2 wide receivers at top. Wallace now at quarterback, looking, and that ball is into the turf, incomplete. Intended for number 5, Ryan Bayomi, and it's a 4th down. So Bears hold on defense, force a 3 and out. Conradi and Bennett will drop back to take this punt. Snap. Wow, a driving punt. And Bennett's going to let it bounce, and it bounces into the end zone. Dives 1 yard into the end zone, and it is a touchback. That was very fortunate. Very fortunate. So the Bears will take over at their 25 on the touchback. 8:32 left in this first half. Bears could use a nice long drive to punch it in, to waste not only the clock, but wear down the defense. Tropiano. And a little bit of confusion there on the Bears side of things, as they did not have enough players on the field. Felix Munoz came off, and then went back on, and Coach Andy Seinfeld just decided, you know what, that's time for a little bit of a conference here. So that's the Bears' first time out this half. See if the Bears had some success early on, running it right up the gut. So let's see if they return to that. Howard is the best of the EB backs at doing that. Bennett had a nice run also on that first drive. right, Christian Munoz. Oh, and now again, we got. All right, now we got the right personnel. 3 wide receivers kind of bunched in that slot area. Pitch. Breaking it around the outside and finally breaking it to the wide side of the field is Hernandez. That play works because it was the wide side of the field. Hernandez was able to cut a corner.
Pickup of 25 plus yards and another Bears first down.
And a little bit of extracurricular nonsense on there. And Coach Seinfeld not happy with that. That was a little bit after the play. I guess the officials are talking about it, whether it was just simple sideline violation or did something go on. I know one of the Monroe players was like, yeah, yak it up, yeah, and he was happy, like as if he knew that there was a penalty being thrown. I can't see any laundry on the field. I can't see any penalty markers on the field. Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bears. So that will be a mark off. It happened after the play was over, so the first down is good. It just meant that the Bears really just didn't gain much yardage out of that.
East Brunswick pushes the ball back 15 yards. First and 25.
Oh, they're saying it's a first and 25. Actually, they're resetting the first down marker because it was a dead ball foul. It'll be first and 10, not first and 25. And the Monroe coach, Nicholas Isola, is out there questioning that. But it will be first and 10 for the Bears with the ball spotted on the 31. Tropiano drills it right into Hernandez. Hernandez is going to be taken down. They'll mark forward progress at the 37-yard line. That was thrown through traffic. Good arm by Tropiano, but I don't want to see a lot of those throws if we're going to have any hands getting in the way of that. That's going to end up tipped and in somebody else's hands, and that's not the thing, to throw it into traffic. Howard is the setback. And that's why we don't throw over the middle. That ball went through a couple of different hands, but it falls incomplete and will bring up a third down and 3. I just said it. Don't throw in the middle. Don't. And whoosh. And the Monroe coaches who are up on, I think one coach up on top here in the press box was like, boom, boom, pounding like, knowing that that was a gift that was wrapped up nicely. Just the Falcons could not corral it. Bennett with the handoff, trying to move the pile. See where they mark forward. I don't think he made it. I think he's about 1.5 yards short. Clock will run. They're going to mark and spot it. Yeah, they're going to spot it at the 39. So it's 1 yard short. And the Bears are 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions at this time. Everybody's standing around looking for the play. I'm looking at the back judge there to see where the time count. And again, another, nobody picking it up. And a second timeout used. I mean, if you have 3 timeouts, you might as well use it now, especially in this situation where it is 4th and 1. You might as well. You're 0-2 so far in the season, and it'd be nice to come up with a win going into the first road game of the year. .647 left to go. Conradi at the bottom of the screen. And getting off the line too quickly is one of the Bears players on the far side there. And that's going to back them up, and that's going to change everything. So after all the confusion, after the timeout was burned, a false start, and the Bears are forced to punt. That is frustrating. And Coach Steinfeld has to be boiling right now, having a great opportunity to continue a drive and to see it slip away with all that confusion. Punt is away. It's a little bit of a wobbler, but it's taken a nice bounce. It'll be down at the 23.
Ball gets down on the 23.
38-yard punt with
Falcons take over first and 10.
no return, so good net yardage there. And the Bears shot themselves, I guess, in the foot there too with that. Had a first down at midfield or around midfield, and a little bit of taunting perhaps from the people at the bench, and the unsportsmanlike penalty. And these are things, again, a winning football team doesn't do those things, and that's, we have that penalty where the Bears, I believe it was the first game, tackled an opposing player who was receiving a punt with a fair catch, bumping into him and knocking him over. Handoff. And flag comes in from the referee. That's probably an indication of a hold. Oh, no, a face mask against the Bears. Wow. Did not see that, but I guess the way, it's an unintentional face mask, so a 5-yard face mask. So we'll tack on 5 more yards to that play.
Face mask penalty against the Bears.
Ball now spotted at the 32. So essentially about a yard and a half to go here. So they added that to the gain. High snap, Wallace takes it down and dropped right at the line. Bears defense sniffing that out well, so a loss of a yard.
With the stoppage brings up 2nd and 3 for the Falcons.
With the penalty, that was basically a replay of first down. 2nd and 3 here. Wallace rolls out, throws to the side, has a man who has broken the containment and will head down the sideline. Conradi collides with Munoz.
That's enough for a Falcons touchdown.
And we're bringing it back. There is a flag on the play.
We have a flag on the field.
And Conradi knew that too. Right after he got up, he was like, hey, we're coming back. So he saw that. Maybe it was something on that block on the outside that sprang the wide receiver. Offensive pass interference. So basically that's a pick.
Offensive pass interference against the Falcons.
No, they're going to change that to an illegal contact against a wide on a or illegal block in the back.
Looks like the call was changed to an illegal block in the back. Needless to say, the touchdown is called back.
A little bit of confusion as to where the ball's marked, and I guess the penalty was further downfield, so that the result, even with the mark off, the result of the play was a first down. So we're on a fresh set of downs here as Wallace will drop back, throw across the middle, and that's a first down as Joseph Santangelo will bring it across to the 46-yard line. First down. Falcons getting a little bit of offensive rhythm here. Bears need to hold this line here. And again, stuffing that run is the interior of the line. At the bottom of the pile was Derek Christie. No gain, 2nd and 10. We have, looks like a bunch formation at the top. The last time that Monroe ran that, they ran a screen behind, and the Bears did a great job of blowing that up for a loss. Same situation, 4 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Wallace breaks the pocket, breaks contain, and gets out to the 46 of the Bears. So nothing opened up as the Bears formed a wall. That pass wouldn't have been smart to throw, and he just pulled it down and took off right up the middle. And this is going to be a 3rd down and a long 2. Wallace rolling, has his man on the sidelines. Again, breaking contain. This time Monroe will score the touchdown. 46-yard touchdown pass. Pretty much that same thing. Throw it on the sideline and just let the guy go. But this was a little further in, and Bears. Extra point is up and good.
And the kick is up and good. Making our score East Brunswick 7, Monroe 7.
3:31 remaining. So the Bears, who had some momentum, lost it with a penalty. Had a 4th and 1. Offensive mistakes, confusion, burn timeout, and how quickly this can change as the Falcons do their best. And the confusion is even here. I mean, you can't see it because of the way the camera is set up, but the Bears were actually lining up to receive that kickoff on the wrong side of the field. That does not show a team that's focused on the game. All of, the front line is there to block at the 50, but everybody except the 2 deep people were on the other side of the field. Not a good stretch of time, not a good 5 minutes here. The Bears just have to get their heads back in this game. This is a winnable game. Dribbler Bennett fumbling around with it. If he can break the first tackle. No, he cannot, and gets dropped at the 20. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective, as Bennett could not field that clean. The ball didn't pop up and bounce. It stayed at his feet. They'll put it at the 21-yard line. Worst field position so far for the Bears in tonight's game. Tropiano. We'll have 2 wide receivers to the top, 2 wide receivers to the bottom. Howard in the block. Little slot pass there, quick hitter. That's going nowhere. That's maybe 1 yard, 2 at the top, or they're going to give him a very generous spot out to about the 23. Munoz Hernandez at the bottom of the screen. Single setback is Howard. Man in motion, that's Conradi. The pitch to Howard, getting some blocking on the outside. And the ball is on the ground. Dropping for the Bears on that ball was Marcelo Perez, 51. Loss of almost 3 yards. It's pretty much back to the original line of scrimmage for the start of this drive. So the Bears need 10 yards on this play. And the interior passing has not been good. They have not been able to break yards after catch. So this needs to be one play, the touchdown pass to Christie. But Derek Christie isn't even out there. I don't think he is. I have to take a look and see if he's. No, we have Munoz here. Goudat, Fernandez, Conradi, I guess. Somebody small, Gillanu maybe in the slot. No Derek Christie. Well, this pass had better go at least 10 yards, because you pass it inside, they're not going to make yards after catch. Tropiano has Conradi right at midfield. Called it. What a beautiful pass, too, and that kind of dropped right in over the shoulder of the defensive back. And the Bears pick up a great chunk of change. They go from their own 21 to the Falcons' 47. 32-yard pickup on one play. First down Bears, clock running, 2 minutes, 28 seconds left in the second. Tropiano looking for an out there on the sideline. Breaks a tackle, does Bennett. Breaks a second tackle. Cuts inside, breaks another tackle, brings it down to the 25. Gain of 22. Now the time will stop temporarily as they reset the chains, but the Bears only have 1 timeout remaining. And Monroe will take a timeout as they look confused. And that's I believe, their second timeout as well. So they do the Bears a favor even by giving them a chance to reset. 2 minutes 15. So 2 big chunk plays for the Bears. A 30-plus yard pass play, 32 I think it was, and then a 25 or 21-yard another pass. And Tropiano has a rhythm here, so maybe that was part of the intent here, is to essentially, freeze instead of freezing the kicker, freeze the quarterback. Well, this game has had its moments. It's been interesting. The first game of the year, we had a lot of injuries because it was so unbearably hot and muggy. Lots of cramping going on. I think we had somewhere close to 20 players go down, one form or another, with injuries. There was a lot of mistakes made in the Hillsborough game, but this game has had a degree of crispness to it. Now, let's not jinx that here. Howard is your lone setback. Now he splits out. And I don't know, Coach Steinfeld might not have liked what he saw there, but he calls his final timeout.
This week's 50-50 is being run by our girls field hockey program. There are quite a few moms and dads walking around selling 50-50 tickets. Make sure you get in on the action. I don't have a number for you in terms of what the dollar and cent sign is, but I'm sure it'll be a nice take-home pay for somebody.
The ball is on the 25-yard line. 25 yards to go here for the Bears. This might be a time to really change things up by busting one right through the middle. He just made two big chunk plays through the air, now to the middle. A little bit of confusion on, they had an extra man on the field breaking the huddle with that extra man. And that is a 5-yard penalty, so that moves it forward. Illegal participation there, 12 men on the field. And Coach Isola he's been out on that field more than anything. He's been out questioning a lot of these calls, but that player, I believe, did break the huddle and then ran off. So that's, kind of the illegal participation here. So that's a 1st down and 5 as the penalty moves the ball to the 20. Howard, the setback, drops Tropiano looking on the sideline, right through Conrarty's hands, and he knows it as he bangs his own helmet. Yeah, he knew it. That pass was beautifully thrown, and it would have been plenty of room to catch it and go out of bounds, maybe about the 10. But now it's a 2nd and 5 as the Bears will operate with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. Howard is your setback. Bennett in motion. Another drop pass. That was right in the hands of Gudot, and Gudot couldn't control it. And did he let that get a little too close to the shoulder pad to bounce it off, but did not put the biscuit in the basket. Sorry to mix my metaphors there. But you got to take care of that ball. 3rd down now and 5, and I'm sure we're at a bit of a distance here where this is going to be 4 down territory. Tropiano looking again. That time, the DB came up on that play. He had a man perhaps behind in the, there were 2 players there, and it looked like maybe Conrarty would have been the better target to throw to. What do we have here now? We have an illegal shift against the Bears. So
flag on the field for an illegal shift against the Bears.
2 men moving at the same time. Now, if you decline the penalty, it's 4th down. And that's what Coach will do, and he'll bring up a 4th down.
Monroe declines.
All right, we're going to have a field goal attempt, and this is the first field goal attempt of the season. And this is going to be spotted down at the 27, so with 10 yards at the end zone, this will be a 37-yard attempt. Nick Maroon is the kicker. They need another person out there. And again, the Bears don't have any timeouts. The holder will be Bennett. Ryan Bennett will put it down at about the 27 from the left hash mark, the close hash mark for us. And it is wide. Wide to the left. Probably straight from that hash mark, but the high school hash marks, like the college hash marks, are not aligned with the goalposts. So that looks straight. Unfortunately, it needed to bend a little bit. So good opportunity, couple of plays. And again, the Bears wasting the opportunities that they are given. 2 big chunk plays, and then we have a penalty for an illegal shift, 2 drop passes, and a missed field goal. So not since about the 8-minute mark, this has just not been a Bears game that you could, clap and applaud with. It's been mistakes and missed opportunities. Bears have no timeouts left, so essentially, unless they get a turnover, they need to stop the Falcons quickly here to have any chance of getting the ball back, unless they take it away. And the first turnover of the season for the Bears as Ryan Bennett picks that ball off as it was tipped. And the Bears have it, and Bennett takes it down inside the 15. I gotta get to Atlantic City. I'm gonna call these things. $14-yard line. Bears have it now. No timeouts, but a minute 41 of game clock left. Tropiano with Howard as the lone setback. Christie at the very bottom of our screen here. Now, Gudot in motion. Penalty, this is gonna come back. No, it's an incomplete pass. Or they're calling him down, but it's gonna be an incomplete pass. We had, I believe one of the Bears ran forward. The person who was in motion went forward before the snap, and that will be a penalty. You can go laterally, but you cannot. This is not Canadian football, where pretty much anybody in the backfield can go in motion forward to the line of scrimmage. But the player, the Bears receiver who was coming across the formation, started upfield a bit early. Didn't cross the line of scrimmage, but still started upfield early, and that's why it will be marked back 5 yards to basically the 19-yard line. So 1st and 15 from the 19. Tropiano lobbing it for Bennett. Oh, he had it, but a good defensive play that time, I think, by the DB back there to knock it out or get a hand in there. But that was good awareness on the part of the Monroe DB, because the one chunk pass that gained 30 yards, the DB had his head still facing the receiver, didn't know the ball was coming. And that one had a little more awareness, a little more presence there. So 2nd down and 15 now. Let's try to keep this simple, Bears. You have no timeouts remaining. Tightly bunched. The pitch to Howard. Getting some blocks. Can he get to the outside? No. He cannot. He will lose a yard. Bears going backwards now, 21. Basically, we're at the same spot pretty much where we were for the missed field goal. Except this one's actually going to be 2 yards longer if we try it. 3rd down. The Bears need to get to the 5, and they're on the 21. Need to get to the 4. So 17 yards they need to get the first. 3 wide receivers. Christie down to the lower end of the corner. Another DB is cheating that way, but And Christie decided to bring that on a post pattern, and the safety came in and broke up the play. I would have done Christie on a fade, let him run to the pylon and try to throw it there, but two good pass breakups by the Monroe Falcons, and that has kept this game tied. So now Maroon's going to try a little bit longer field goal. This one's going to be about 38, 39 yards.
A flag being thrown.
Offside. All right, so this will be a break for the Bears as the ball will be moved 5 yards closer. Ball is on that left hash mark. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Those hash marks in high school and college are further out than the goal posts, not the NFL. So Maroon needs to kind of put a little bit of, and here we go again. This time, though, I think it's an East Brunswick player who jumped. So we're back to the original line. Okay, back and forth here. Well, special teams not practiced perhaps an awful lot here. And maybe there are some players who are here on the special teams on the kick coverage, punt coverage, and the field goal unit who don't normally get in, but here we go again, back to the original line. This is a 38-yard field goal attempt. And it's blocked. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be Monroe's ball.
Bears, resulting in a Falcon turnover.
So again, the Bears get the penalty back, give back the penalty yardage that Monroe gave them, and the kick ends up being blocked. And with 33 seconds left, obviously you have to guard against the big chunk plays here, because I think Monroe does have one timeout maybe remaining. But the Bears will get the ball to start the second half. It would have been nice to convert that touchdown or convert that field goal and then come back in after halftime and come back and get the ball and go down and score again. Monroe in victory formation here in this kind of kill the clock formation. And it looks like that's going to be it, as they're going to let the clock run it out here at Jay Doyle Field on an overcast, but at least not raining and thundering and lightning night. With our score at halftime, the Bears 7 and the Falcons 7. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
Under the direction of drum majors Lucas DeLuca and Joycelyn Ruiz, we proudly present the East Brunswick Marching Band for your halftime entertainment.
And we're back in here at Jay Doyle Field. I'm Ken Saroka with EBTV coverage of the Bears versus the Monroe Falcons. 7-7 is our halftime score. But that last 8 minutes of the second quarter for the Bears, craziness, penalties, missed opportunities, a missed field goal, a blocked field goal. Getting the ball at midfield, but a sideline altercation, unsportsmanlike, moves them back 15 yards. You get set to go for a 4th and 1, confusion, call a timeout. But then false start right after that, pushes it back to a 4th and 6, and you have to punt. Drop passes. Bears do get an opportunity with an interception, their first of the year, and get it down to the 14, but have to back it up because of penalties, and that's where the field goal was blocked. And even in that case, you had Monroe committing a 5-yard offside penalty. All right, 5 yards closer. And then the Bears false start, puts it 5 yards back. And so Coach Steinfeld Andy Steinfeld cannot be happy at all. I mean, this is just, Coach Steinfeld cannot be happy at all with the performance in that last 8 minutes. It seemed like they're just, and it's symbolized by during a kickoff, Bears lined up on the wrong side of the field. But here we are. We're ready to start the second half. All is hopefully forgotten, and the tuned up, ready to go here. Ryan Bennett will be the deep person at the 10-yard line to receive this kick. The squib kick. And the Bears cover it at midfield. A little onside kick or trickeration there, but the Bears get it at midfield. And one of the up men there definitely just kind of fell all over it. One of the usual people with the 50s, 60s, and 70s on their number, that usually are the, not the usual ball handlers. But for the Bears, they'll take that. They'll have their best starting field position of the day. Vito Tropiano has gone all the way so far in these 2+ games for the Bears. Jacob Howard will be the lone setback behind him. Top of the screen, 22, Ryan Bennett. Howard, a little bit of a clog up there.
Howard back to the line of scrimmage.
As Bennett was coming across, he hadn't cleared through properly, I guess, and that drew in a lot of extra defenders. With no gain for the Bears, 2nd and 10. Bears had some good inside runs, straight up the gut kind of runs in that first quarter. Bennett trying to turn the corner here on the outside. There's that flag coming in for a grab around the helmet. That's got to be a face mask. Or it's not. It's a hold against the Bears. The way that tackle was kind of violent, I thought that was going to be it. But the Bears here again, holding, marching back 10 yards. The Bears given a gift on this first possession of the second half, and they're squandering it.
Second and 20 for our Bears.
3 wide receivers to the short side of the field. Christie is going to be kind of tight in there at the end of the line there. That pass is behind Howard, as Tropiano had 2 Monroe Falcons in his face. So now the Bears with the 3rd and 20. And this might be the time again to go a little bit deeper with a straight route. And Christie's at the top of the screen, isolated on a very small DB, and that worked to their favor for the touchdown pass. But Tropiano's going to try the other side for Gudot. Oh, and right at the 30-yard line, the ball's thrown out, too far out of bounds. Gudot running down that sideline had an opportunity to, the ball was there, but the ball was overthrown. And the Bears will be forced to punt on their first series here in the second half. And are they saying that his knee touched down as he tried to receive that ball? I guess that's what they are saying, that as the punter there, Aaron Steinberg, felt that, went down to catch that ball. The ball ended up touching, or the knee ended up touching the ground. Well, now Monroe has a gift. They have the ball on the Bears' 27-yard line. Zach Wallace, your quarterback. Looking up down that sideline. One play and a touchdown for Monroe.
Touchdown.
So the mistake on the special teams turns right around into a touchdown for the Monroe Falcons, who waste no time taking the lead here in the second half. Once again, Coach Isola is out on the field talking to the refs. I have no idea what for. You just scored a touchdown, dude. Boom. Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike against Monroe. And
dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Monroe.
Well, if there was an option there to take that on the kickoff, I would have taken it on the kickoff rather than on the extra point. But I guess no such option exists. So instead of snapping the ball from the 3-yard line, they're going to snap it from the 18-yard line. And so this is going to end up being a 2-point conversion try as Wallace comes in. This has to go all the way to the end zone here. No, oh, they're going to actually, no, I'm sorry. They are going to try an extra point, and Wallace is going to be the place kicker here. The ball will be spotted at around the 24. And it's good.
And the kick is good. And that makes our score
34-yard extra point.
Monroe 14,
But it is 14-7. Monroe. Well, this game, for the first quarter, maybe first quarter and 4 minutes, looked like the Bears were gonna march. They had good defensive stops. They had a decent offensive drive. But from about the 8-minute mark in the second quarter on, this has been a totally different game. So Bennett, again, will be the deep back here for the Bears. And it's a squibber. Mishandled. Hold on, let's see what the ruling is. That ball stayed in. It looks like it stayed in bounds. They're going to talk about it because if number 20 was out of bounds or pushed the ball out of bounds, it's dead. Sebastian Derasant, number 20, mishandled it, but that ball looked like it was heading toward the out of bounds. So ball will be marked on the 36. Bit of a scare there. Quick pass to Bennett. Maybe 2 yards, 3. They're going to mark it close to the 40. So 4 yards. Bennett slow to get up there. And they're going to whistle for an injury timeout, as Bennett's going to have to come off.
Officials timeout.
Lots of movement. A yard, maybe. 41-yard line. That motion brought more people into the box. Timeout, an injured Monroe player on the turf. But that motion coming across, because the man in motion never cleared that pocket area, brought more people into the box and able to blow that play up quickly. Third down and 6. Bears need to get to the 46-yard line. Tropiano, miscommunication there on the outside with Christie. Christie stopped, broke off the pattern just past the sticks, and Tropiano threw it more as a go route. And the Bears will be forced to punt.
Steinberg doing the punting for the Bears.
Personnel problems again for the Bears, trying to get lined up here for this punt. High snap. Steinberg picks it up. High punt, but a short one. Ball is going to bounce backwards. And Monroe will take over at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10. Well, we got this break in the action. We'd like to thank EBTV for their support of East Brunswick High School athletics. They've been doing it for 40 years. I've only been doing it for about 25. But here we are here at Jay Doyle Field on a relatively peaceful night, after considering we had a line of thunderstorms come rolling through here that ended up delaying the start of this game by 30 minutes. We started at 7:30 local time. Zach Wallace hands it off. Breaking the contain and getting across midfield all the way down to the Bears' 44-yard line. Bears getting blocked. Rolling out, Wallace throwing, short completion there, down the sideline for another first down. And this is starting to look really bad here. The Bears back on their heels, making late substitutions. You saw number 2, Farouk Tajuddin, coming on late there. This does not seem like a team that is focused on the mission at hand here to win this game. And certainly after the Falcons switch quarterbacks and go more with Wallace here, been a lot more effective. That time Bears stuff. For a loss of 2. Be a second down and 12.
Bear pile up on that one. Loss of 2 brings up second and 12.
Wallace with one setback to the side, 2 wide receivers, top and bottom. Drops back, looks to throw, dribbles one in, incomplete on the turf. Third and 12. And with the 7-point lead, you can kind of assume here that regardless of the outcome of this play, that most probably will have the Falcons going for it on 4th. 3 wide receivers bunched to the bottom of the screen here. Wallace drops back, pressure coming, looking for an inside screen, and that is incomplete. Fourth and 12. Bears need something positive here. They need to build the momentum back. Macaluso is now at quarterback, number 10. Flushed out of the pocket. Breaks the containment. Does not get the first down. It looks like stopped
short of the first down
by a yard or 2.
Bears will take over on offense, 1st and 10.
Well, the Bears barely dodged a bullet as it looked like Macaluso was going to come right down that sideline and at least make the first down, if not more. Jacob Howard. It's like the setback behind Tropiano. Kind of pulls it back, throws it on the out. It's Hernandez. Gets it out close to the 30-yard line, gain of 5.
Ethan Hernandez on the completion. It's a pickup of 6 yards. Moves up 2nd and 4. Put the ball on the 30-yard line.
Munoz and Hernandez exchange places on the field. 2 running backs flanking either side of Tropiano, who gives it to Bennett. And Bennett will get the first down. So Bears moving the ball now.
Bennett with a pickup Pickup of 7
but
yards.
Bennett is hobbling. Maybe that's a re-injury of what took him out of the game earlier, but he's definitely hobbling off the field and is heading to the bench. Three wide receivers across the field. Man in motion is Hernandez. Tropiano, quick pass to Derek Christie. And again, Christie picks up about 5. Positive yardage there. Bring up a 2nd and 5. 6:46 left to go here, third quarter. A bit of confusion about the play as Tropiano was motioning for Hernandez and Guda to get in there. Handoff inside, loss of a yard. Well, actually call it no gain. Brings up a 3rd down and 5. Bears need to get to 47-yard line to pick up the first. Tropiano trying to draw them offside. Does not. Hernandez. Good coverage on the play there by his counterpart number 13. So let's give credit there to Arav Manapa.
Intended for Hernandez, ball falls incomplete. Brings up 4th down for the Bears.
Ball was thrown more to the inside part of the field. Hernandez is running the outside lane. Bennett is back now for the Bears, walking off his hobbling injury. 4th down, so the Bears, looking to keep the drive alive, need to get 5. Ball was dropped on the ground. Bennett is going to be gang tackled for no gain, maybe a yard. And the Bears, for the 2nd time tonight, are at least turn it over on downs. Wallace, number 14, at quarterback. Handoff. Krostowitz right there. We've called that name a lot over the last 3 weeks. 32, George Krostowitz, playing aggressively from that linebacker spot, coming up and making the stop. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Empty backfield for Wallace. Everybody's out in the pattern, dropping back to pass, throws it across the middle. Caught, but short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Pulls on the 39-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 6 for the Falcons.
Back to pass again. And sack for a loss.
10, Derek Christie on that tackle.
As Christie came in,
Lost it a couple, brings up 4th down.
Wallace could elude one Bear defender, but could not elude the second. So he's going to push it back, and it's going to be 4th and 11. And with the lead, I don't think this is a good idea for Monroe. Can use the punt here effectively and pin the Bears back and win the field position game. If you do not convert here, at best you give the Bears the ball back somewhere around the 42, 43. At worst, something happens, a fumble, an interception, a sack. Quick punt. And, well, the punt's there, but a quick punt, pooch punt, and it's going to roll to the 1 yard line. Wow. Now, Wallace kicked the extra point, but we have a flag down.
There is a flag on the field.
And once again, Coach Chiasola is out on the field talking to the rest, so an illegal shift on the part of the offense.
It was an illegal shift on the part of the offense. That'll bring the ball back.
Well, that's going to save the Bears, at least for the time being, as that ball rolled all the way down to the 1 yard line. Now it'll bring up a 4th and 16, and a normal punt unit will come out here for the Falcons.
Ball sets up on the 49 yard line, and it is a 4th and 17.
Bears almost blocked it. Bennett takes it at the 9. Brings it up the sideline. Gets about to the 25 and is pushed out of bounds. So the Bears gain 24 yards of field position as a result of that penalty.
About the 25 yard line.
We have an injured Bear player down. He's banging the turf. Trying to see who the number is there versus lineup. Is that Felix Munoz, number 14, or is it Marco Gudat, number 11? Well, 11's there, so it's looking maybe that's Felix Munoz. No, it's Derek Christie. Wow. And that hurts because Christie is the biggest target that Tropiano has to throw. He can use that size advantage. Walking off on his own. Christie, who spent a large portion of the second half of the Franklin game on the bench with a severe case of cramps, and so had 20 different players go down that game, cramping up. It was such a hot and humid game. All right, Bears still in this third quarter. This third quarter is definitely not driving by any faster than the previous two quarters. 2:32 left in the third quarter. Bears trail 14-7. Howard reverses. That's Gillinou. 26. Will Gillinou gains 1. Tropiano Again, not communicating. No, as Munoz came across, and then Tropiano was expecting perhaps more of a sideline direction there. Throws it incomplete. 3rd down and 9. Another Monroe player down on the turf. And this is a game that's important for the Bears to develop some positive momentum after 2 really rough outings. A winnable game with Franklin that turned into a loss in the second half, and then a beating by the Hillsborough team last week. And while we have this opportunity, to remind you that you can view this game on demand once the staff over at EBTV can put it up there, edited that. You can see this game, other EB Sports community programs, as well as meetings, board meetings on EBTV's video on demand. You go to ebtv.org and access this video on demand. Occasionally, though, this game will be broadcast in the loop on channel, I think it's 26 on the Comcast cable here in East Brunswick. But you also can see occasionally they'll throw some retro games on from the past. Saw a 1986 football game, and I believe our current assistant principal, Glenn Pazinko, was one of the players in that game. Third down and 9. Bears need to get all of this. I don't think it would be wise to then go 4th down unless it was something really close. Tropiano with Gelanu behind him. In motion comes Bennett. Sets. The rush is coming. Tropiano has Bennett over the middle, and Bennett could not corral it. Had it at midfield, right at helmet level, and just couldn't bring it in. Tight coverage, but a great pass by Vito Tropiano, who's been occasionally throwing these needles, and 2 on that one drive in the first half where the Bears just simply dropped it. 4th down, and Aaron Steinberg will take an opportunity here to try to pin the Falcons back. Special teams, bit of an adventure here for the Bears. Kicking, punting. Steinberg, good, high floater. And taking a knee right there is, 31, I think that's Joseph Santangelo. Again, I apologize. It's hard to read those numbers. You can see it clearly on the TV monitor there. 8-1? I don't have an 8-1. Anthony, our camera operator, is telling me it's 8-1. I don't have an 8-1 listed. 8-9-1. Don't have a 9-1 either. Okay. So, mystery person. No, I can't, with the glare coming off of the lights, a little bit of a mist and haze, humidity in the air, and the lights here on the press box, it's hard for me to read those yellow gold numbers, but you can see it clearly on the television camera. All right, so the Falcons will take over here. 1st and 10 for the 43. Direct snap to number 91, who gets 10 yards. And if he broke that tackle, he would have gone to the house.
Results in a 10-yard gain. Make that 9.5.
All right, so they're not going to give him the 1st down. Give him about a half a yard to go. .91 with the carry, gets around the outside, spins, gets A good gain to about the 42.
Here's a flag on the field.
Personal foul against the Bears. A chop block on the defense, which is a low blow, I guess, a low tackle, low attempt to get it. Guy take his knees out. That's a 15-yard penalty. And the Bears now giving up yardage on penalties on defense. Offense has been the problem with the false starts and the motions, but now the Bears defense called for that particular infraction. Cutting behind in the pattern there and marching in for a touchdown, untouched. Number 91, the mystery man, threw a touchdown pass to 17, Logan Titus. Three large play, pass play, and most of them run down the sideline too. And Bears find themselves now down 2 touchdowns with 32 seconds left to go in quarter number 3. And the kick is good.
And the kick is up and good, and that makes our score Monroe 21, East Brunswick 7.
And for a team that had 2 losses by a total of, or a scoring differential of 58 or 59 points, this Monroe Falcon team looks much better than their record indicates. And the Bears, which had a 1-win season last year, now find themselves struggling because the schedule doesn't get any easier. They have a road game, and then I think one more home game with Old Bridge on the 22nd, another home game which is the homecoming game on October 13th, but road game next week, and then road games to boot on the 29th, the 6th, and the 20th. To check my schedule, that might be a road game at Old Bridge. I'm not sure, but that is a live ball. And again, everybody's looking to see who's picking it up. And once that ball crosses 10 yards, it is a live ball. Anybody can pick it up, and the Falcons jump on it as everybody kind of looked and watched and waited for it to go out of bounds.
Good kick recovered by the Falcons. They contended the ball on the 38-yard line.
Macaluso, number 10, looks like he's now in at quarterback. Wallace, the previous quarterback, is split out at the bottom. Penalty flags.
Flag on the field. All sides against the Bears.
First and 5. Bunched formation of 4 wide receivers to the short side of the field, the top of your screen. Wallace now at quarterback. Looks downfield. Has a man wide open in the middle who just couldn't catch it. That's Ryan Bayomi, number 5, it looked like, in the middle there. He faked that screen pass and then found the 1 wide receiver going down. And quite honestly, if he caught it, he's in for the touchdown. But a drop makes it 2nd and 5. Inside handoff. Wrapped up for a minimal gain. And that should be our last play of the 3rd quarter as we're winding down, under 10 seconds. So what was a 7-7 halftime score has now ballooned to a 21-7 Monroe Falcon lead.
And that's the end of our 3rd quarter. Score remains Monroe 21, EB 7.
According to what I'm reading here on the website, let's just double check this. Bears schedule remaining. Is next week at South Brunswick, and then home to Old Bridge, at Sayreville, at Piscataway, those tough games. Home on the 13th to North Brunswick, and then at Phillipsburg. We'll travel all the way out 22 to the eastern part of the state. Here's a sweep here. And Bears gang tackle there nicely. Conradi is one of several Bears to stuff that run, along with Brian Marmion, number 57. Bring up a 4th down and 3, and Monroe, confident, are going to go for it on 4th down.
Ball is on the 31-yard line.
Wallace will be in the shotgun. Timeout. As Coach Isola did not like what he saw, or wanted to at least see what the Bears defense was looking like. Looks like a girls volleyball won tonight versus Notre Dame High School. Just starting 4th quarter action here from Jay Doyle Field. I'm Ken Saroka. Bears looking for their first win of the season. So are the Monroe Falcons, who come out now on a 4th and 3 from the Bears 31. They need to get to the 28. Wallace from the shotgun takes a snap, rolls. There is a flag on the far side of the field, but the pass is incomplete. We'll see what the penalty is. I would think that if it is against Monroe, that the Bears would decline. Some kind of procedure penalty, probably not enough players up on the line, because that flag was thrown pretty quickly after the snap. So Bears will take over, not out of the question here, but the Bears need to stop shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to penalties or drop balls or miscommunication on pass routes. Tropiano on the one drive hit two very, very nice passes, threaded the needle perfectly there. Tropiano with the pitch. Cutting it back inside is Goudat, number 11. Or was that 13 Hernandez? Looks like it was 13 Hernandez. Lost at best a pickup of half a yard. Good idea to turn it back up, to cut it and come right up the middle, but very well defended there by the Falcons. Tropiano takes the snap. Rush is coming. He ducks it. Fires across the middle. Being mugged in the middle of the field is Goudat. And that was not called. No flags thrown. But it looked like the Falcon defender, number 2, Jordan Lockhart, got there a bit early. Third down and essentially 10 yards. Third and 10. Here comes an all-out blitz. Tropiano throws it up, but pressured. He might have gotten that tipped or could not get the full arm extension on the throw, and it falls incomplete. Steinberg will be back to punt. Timeout Bears.
Timeout.
Don't understand that. They didn't have the right personnel on. And now timeout by Monroe.
Timeout, Monroe.
I cannot explain it. Well, Steinberg is still back to punt. So that didn't change. Monroe, though, not dropping anybody back deep. They think this is going to be a trick. Now we have one guy dropping back, but he's really kind of not dropping back far. He's kind of hedging his bets right around midfield. So Steinberg will punt it away. And that ball's going to take a nice little East Brunswick bounce. Go from our Bears 31 to the Falcons 21.
Push the ball on the 21, 22-yard line.
48-yard punt with the roll, no return, so no net yardage there, but 48 yards of field position.
Beg your pardon, Monroe takes over.
Handoff, going around the outside. Runs into his own man, but Bears swarm on defense to stop it for a minimal gain of about maybe a yard.
Number 57, Brian Marmion, tackle.
Ball, all right, 23-yard line, so give it one and a half as the original spot for the first down. The original spot for change of possession was at about 21 and a half. So 2nd and 9. Pass over the middle. Broken up. Nice defensive play there by Bennett, who got in there and maybe got there just in time to knock the receiver off his rhythm, and he could not come up with it. That was Ryan Bayomi. 3rd down. 9:07 left. Dropping back, looking, setting up a screen pass. The ball is tipped, but the Bears cannot come under it. Krostowitz came to kind of blow up the intended receiver, but it went off his hands, not his hands, the receiver's hands. The running back that was coming out of the backfield for that screen pass, and the ball falls incomplete. So the Bears with a 3-and-out stop here.
Bennett and Gelenow deep.
Gelenow will take it at the 45. Looks for a block. Gets out to around midfield. So the Bear 48-yard line, they're going to spot a 49. So that's where the Bears will take over. 1st and 10, 8:51. Plenty of time. Just need that kind of coordinated drive, the sustained drive. No penalties, no mistakes, no drops. No need to burn timeouts. Hernandez rushing out there to the top of the screen. 3 wide receivers bunched here to the short side. Gelenow is the running back. Pass to Hernandez on the outside, looking to break that tackle. He does break the tackle. Running down the sideline, loses the football, but loses it out of bounds. But a pickup of almost 20 yards for the Bears and a 1st down.
11 marked up with that with a pickup of 21 yards for a Bears 1st down.
Gelenow, the setback, the snap. Tropiano looking, has us going down the sideline. Hernandez tried to make a one-handed catch, but even if he did, I think they would have blown that play as an official. 2 officials dropped their hats, which indicate on that sideline that the wide receiver went out of bounds. And they're going to talk about that because you could have a penalty because he went out of bounds deliberately or by himself or was forced out. We'll see what that call is. And again, if it is a penalty against the Bears, another example of just not paying attention, knowing where that sideline marker is. That sideline is an extra defender. And if you're being bumped, okay, no blood, no foul, I guess. 2nd down and 10, Tropiano Drops back. Rush is coming. Piano looking. Has Bennett over the middle for the touchdown. 33 yards for the Bears score. The all-important extra point coming. Ryan Bennett will be the holder. Nick Maroon. And we have a flag on the play. Against no, there's no point in taking this penalty to go for 2. Offside, penalty declined.
Offside against Monroe.
Doesn't matter. You're so close anyway. You're kicking a normal extra point here from 20 yards out. The spot, the hold, the kick is good. So the Bears now making a one-score game, 21-14, as the touchdown pass to Bryant right over to Bennett over the middle. Ryan Bennett caught it in stride and was not touched. Tropiano has been showing his ability to make those tough passes. It's just the Bears have been dropping them. Well, the Bears will be kicking off here, something they haven't done in a while since their touchdown score early on in this game. We'll see if the Bears have any trickeration here scheduled for an onside kick. Monroe thinks so. They've got 9 people within 5 yards of each other. 10 people, 10 players. So if you can just probably pop this one over the first line and let it bounce around, you might come up with something crazy. Drives it to the side and deeper, but there is a flag on the play. Offside Bears. If any of you have seen those, I think it's the XFL games where the kicker is all by himself and the players are downfield and the ball has to land somewhere between the 20 and the goal line. That ends a lot of this stuff, including, in this case, these offsides, because these players can't move downfield until the ball is caught. Well, the ball gets moved back to the 35 as Nick Maroon will kick it from there. Still, Monroe considers this to be possible onside kick territory. All right, a more of a kind of good upstanding kick, end over end. But poor initial tackling allows the return man, Jordan Lacerti, to take it out to the 40. So now the Bears defense is going to be called upon once again to stop Monroe, not allow them to construct a long drive, and hopefully have an opportunity to flip the field with a turnover. Bears did come up with 1 interception, but and the ball got all the way down to the 14-yard line, but they did not score any points off of that turnover. Bears could use another turnover here, a sack, fumble, an interception. Put themselves in a position to score and score quickly. Wallace going to hand it off on a little bit of a misdirection play. Doesn't gain much, maybe 2, 3. Ball will be placed at the 43, so 2nd and 7.
Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8.
Wallace, 2 backs with him in the backfield. The handoff straight up the middle. Bears stuff it. First time we've called it in a positive way. Farouk Tajuddin, one of the Bears on that interior line, coming up with the stop. Big 3rd down here, 3rd down and 8. Bears could use some pressure on the quarterback. Wallace, some containment of him in the pocket, because he's made plays when he's been able to escape. Not as dynamic from the pocket. Okay, Wallace now splits out, so direct snap here coming to 91, the unknown player here with the orange gloves. He's going to take the snap, wildcat it. And the Bears cross the widths there, 32. Ryan Bennett, 22, are on the scene. 4th and 5.
4th down and 6.
4th and 6.
Monroe.
So the punt team comes on for the Falcons, and Ryan Bennett goes back to return for the Bears. 6:00 left, 6 minutes. Monroe in no hurry to get this play off. Snap is good. The kick is away, but it's going to head out of bounds. We'll wait to see where they mark it. Keep walking, keep walking. 36. Clock. A little clock problem there. Set clock. 5-4-0. 0. And does Vito Tropiano have one more good drive with 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go? I think the Bears have 2 timeouts remaining. Jelenu is the lone setback. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Tropiano quick across the middle, and the flag finally does come out as Arav Manapa protesting. But he did crawl up the back there. And so the Bears will be the recipient of some penalty yardage. For the mark off here.
Interference is the call against Monroe.
15-yard mark off here. So we're going to go from the Bears 36 to the Falcons 49. 15-yard mark off. And a new set of downs here. Tropiano sets, delivers down the field. In between 2 receivers, and again, it seems like there's some miscommunication as to where to break off those patterns. That ball literally fell halfway between Goudat and Conradi. And Tropiano was convinced that he was going to throw it to that spot, and either nobody saw the ball or the two players ran their patterns wrong. Either way, you are in 4-down territory for the Bears. 2nd and 10. Jelenu, that you see Bennett kind of wandering into position there in the slot. Hernandez has it wide open. 49 yards. Coverage was not tight, and Tropiano saw that and threaded the needle. Put it in there, and suddenly now the Bears are an extra point away from tying this. 49 yards. Timeout, Bears. Now I guess they're going to decide here whether or not to go for 2, go for the win, or kick for the tie. That's what it looks like he's doing. You can see the huddle there. It just looks like the Bears, I mean, you don't do this if you're thinking of nothing but a kick. But the ball on the 3-yard line. Coach Isola again on the field. Tropiano's in that huddle, so they're going for it. What kind of tricks do you have here now? Bears rolling dice here. They're going to go for the win with a 2-point convert try. And you've got a bunch of confusion going on here. This is why you have a bunch of, and now the play is blown in. Okay, so 3 wide receivers to the bottom. Man in motion is Bennett. Incomplete. And even if he did catch it, he was short of the goal. That ball has to go into the end zone if you're going to take that. But again, a timeout, confusion, not having the right play on, and then not knowing where you have to go to get that 2-point convert. Football 101. And burning a timeout, so you don't get it. You burned your second timeout. Now you only have 1 timeout to stop the clock. You hope you can get a 3-and-out. So I don't see this being a dry. I don't see this as an onside kick. I see this as a deep kick. Then again, I was wrong with them kicking the extra point and going for 2. So who knows? But Monroe thinks this is going to be an onside kick. They have 10 men just across the 50. 1 deep back. So if Maroon could come up with a huge kick and put it over this guy, the deep man's head, and watch it bounce, who knows what can happen. Line drive, bouncing kick. All right, now's your chance. If the defense can hold where they are right now at the 10, you flip the field, get a good field position from a punt, and you take your chances with maybe 2 minutes left to go. But the Bears defense is going to have to come up big here. They need to get this ball back and get it back quickly. Two wide receivers to the top of the screen. Wallace behind center, throwing a little outlet pass. Met and dropped for a loss.
No gain there. Bring up a 2nd and 10, maybe even a loss of 1.
And a good read there by Munoz. Once that quarterback squared his shoulders to throw it to the side, he could release from his own man going downfield and make the big play on the tackle. Now Monroe, not in any hurry to get this play off. An incomplete pass will stop the clock, but they're not going to rush through this. 2nd down and 11. Gets a good chunk of that back on the handoff, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Third down and 4 for the Falcons.
Biggest play of the game right here. High snap, handoff, getting around the outside, breaking contain and getting the 1st down and going out of bounds. Gain. There is a flag down right at the line of scrimmage. Right there where the official is, you can see that. Offense holding. And the Bears catch a huge break, as instead of a 30-yard gain and a 1st down, it resets everything for Monroe. The penalty is going to march them back and turn this 3rd and 3 into a 3rd and 13. Or a 3rd, a 3rd and 12 or 11, because it's going to be half the distance probably. So a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13 for the Falcons.
Wildcat. Now they're going to call him down in the grass as the official is marking it up at the 2-yard line. So the whistle was blowing. I can hear that even up here. The whistle was blowing, and then the ball came out. But that does put Monroe in an interesting spot here, because they're punting out of their own end zone with a very short snap. If that punter steps on the back line, it's a 2-point safety. A block punt and, mishandled snap, anything can go wrong here, but the Bears should get, with Ryan Bennett waiting, a kick that's away. Bennett is going to let it bounce. It wasn't right at him, so still the Bears have it at the 48-yard line with 2:39 left. This was the scenario you set up. You got to get it close enough for at least a field goal attempt, and the Bears have had no luck today with field goals. One was wide left, the other one was blocked. Bears have put up 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Do they have a 3rd in their bag of tricks here? I would like to see that same play that Hernandez scored on being used again, because you got the wide side of the field. If you crowd the top side and have one-on-one coverage, and that safety doesn't get over there quick enough, you can see it happening. Okay, 3 wide receivers at the bottom. Gelanu is your lone setback. Tropiano, complete over the middle. 1st down at the 20, at the 33. That's Hernandez.
Over the middle of the field. Enough for a Bears touchdown.
Bears moving around here. Hernandez now is going to come down to the bottom of the screen, has that one-on-one coverage that he had the first time, or for the last touchdown. And that's where Tropiano's looking. But no, he switches it back. He's got a wide open man. Oh, just overthrew. Wide open, nobody around, and Tropiano just missed him. Those throws have been on, and that one. And stretching out for it, I don't know who that was on that top side, but whoever it was just stretched out, landed kind of awkwardly there. It's either Gudot or is that, no. Trying to see who that is on that side. It looks like it's still waiting to see the injured Bear player on the far side. But that, Tropiano was looking in the direction of Hernandez, who had a lane, but maybe it was a little too tight. But then falling way behind was the defender on the other side and wide open. You can rewind this on the digital file and keep going back and forth and see this. But that was 6, but just out of the reach. That's Gudot, 11. Have not seen Derek Christie on the offensive side of the ball for a while here. Christie has a kind of size advantage. He's on the sideline, but Hernandez at the top, Munoz at the bottom, Conradi in the slot, Gilanu in the slot. Everybody out. Open as Tropiano goes back to pass. Looks for it, has it again. This time a little bit far, but that play was there. It's just that was even a tighter window to kind of thread that through. Now the Bears need to get to 10 yards. This is definitely out of field goal range. You would be looking at almost a 50-yard field goal, and that's definitely out of the range. So Bears need to get this first down, and then with 2:02 left, manage it so that you have an opportunity for at least the field goal. Cannot take a sack, cannot take a penalty. Timeout, something on the field, something wrong there. Timeout, Monroe.
Timeout called on the field by Monroe.
So instead of the home run ball here, instead of the big touchdown pass, unless it's wide open, get that first down, Bears. Gilanu and Munoz to the top. Three wide receivers at the bottom. And that's the penalty you're talking about. 2 of our Bear receivers jumped early or went early. So now we have a 3rd and 15.
Movement on the Bears offensive line. Maybe a 5-yard penalty.
Again, 2 of the wide receivers jumped early and were actually across the line of scrimmage before even the ball was snapped. A little anxious there. 3rd and 15. Bears need to get to the 24. That ball bounces. Well, 1:56 left. The Bears have to know where that first down marker is. This throw cannot go across the middle for a 5-yard dump off. It's got to be downfield. Whether you're going to go for the home run or not, and the Bears are going to talk this one over, to go for it all, throw it up and pray for rain kind of deal here, the Hail Mary pass. With the injury to Gouda, Derek Christie is in right now in the huddle, number 10. Two bunches. Gillineau now splits out. Empty backfield. Man in motion is Conradi. And the pursuit picks on Tropiano, who lazily throws it away, but it does not matter as Monroe will take over on downs. Nothing broke open right away. Tropiano was looking around, then the pressure came, and he had to bail out. And not being the most mobile of quarterbacks with that brace on, could not escape. And the Bears, who had a chance, now must rely on pretty much the miracle because they don't have any timeouts left. Maybe one. I'm not sure. I think they don't have any left. And as long as we don't have a Joe Pizarczyk play here, Monroe should be able to run out the clock. Now it looks like they're going to put 91 in there with the orange gloves, direct snap, and I would doubt that this ball is going to go airborne as he takes it around the outside. Breaks tackle, and he's just going to take it all the way down. Conradi tackles him at the 13. Again, Bears defense should have been tipped off to the Wildcat kind of move like that. And not gone upfield as much, perhaps, to get whoever 91 is, who has some speed, obviously, to break it that far, that fast. Looks like they're in victory formation. And while we're counting down the clock here, you have to question Coach Steinfeld going for two. I understand it's a home game. It's the last home game. You want to leave with that sweet taste of victory as opposed to the kind of kissing your sister tie game. But then not to have that ball thrown into the end zone where you would get that. And again, Monroe is just going to kind of eat this clock down as best as possible with only 49 seconds left to go. I mean, the Bears made it interesting. Don't get me wrong there. Bears in the fourth quarter made it interesting. But to overcome the amount of mistakes from about the maybe 8-minute mark of the second quarter right through the third quarter, just a little bit too much for the Bears to overcome as they fell behind 21-7. And Monroe will walk it off here and get their first victory of the season. Bears will fall to 0-3. Again, mistakes and penalties, like the penalty for the receivers going across the line of scrimmage forward at the snap. When it was, you needed to get that first down. Mistakes on the 4th and 1. Mistakes on the field goal that got blocked. Our final score from Jay Doyle Field is Monroe Falcons 21 and the Bears 20. I'm Ken Saroka, wishing you all a good evening from Jay Doyle Field.